adopt, review, and approve the minutes, because I wasn't here at the last meeting and Rick's not here tonight. Warrants assigned, no abatements.
No.
Okay, EPA Emerging Contaminants Grant.
Hmm?
I think you might
That's
have the
what's
wrong-
on, oh,
might have
is
the
this
wrong
last,
agenda.
is that the wrong one?
Yeah, I was like, huh, where's that one?
Well, that's the one that was in front of me.
Hey, when you get a chance, you can do that thing, but that's the commitment.
Yep. I just figured we'd get this going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we, same thing, sign the warrants, no abatements, commitment, we generate enough money to do it?
That's a good number.
That's a good number.
Better than
Yeah.
last year, in August.
All right. Okay, water restrictions.
I don't, you may wanna just push that to the end and then, that way we move, cause Larry Hargraves is coming in also.
He is, okay. Notice the signs.
Yep, I went out Saturday, I asked the guys for overtime, they all declined, so I went out myself on Saturday
Yep.
and got them up. I ordered 20 more, they were all targeted to areas, the next 20, you can't get to anywhere without passing a sign.
Have you seen any change since they started going up?
It's not really, but I'll watch. Hopefully, I mean, people know, I think they all know, you can't be anywhere without seeing a sign now, pretty much.
When you can't, you know, we did have rain for a couple of nights.
Yeah.
So, all right, we can come back to that. Old business, anything from Tater and Howard on?
Station 1 and 2 and 4. No, not on that one.
Manly.
Nope, I haven't heard anything on that one.
So that's still basically waiting for the state to
Yeah,
approve
so
the
I
change?
think, no, on Manly it's, I don't know if the pilot study, so if you do the pilot study, you might pull the plant offline. I'll have to ask them, both of them.
Weren't they waiting for an approval for changing the media though? Or did they get the, last meeting I was at, I don't think they had that approval yet.
Alright, I don't know if they needed an approval for that, I thought he said he didn't, I'll ask.
All right, yeah, just double check, just so we know where we stand. Because they shouldn't have to pull it offline doing take the whole thing offline to do the pilot.
Right, I'll ask them, cause basically we're waiting on the pilots now, and it's all funded, so I'll push them on that.
Okay, replacement well, did
So
they get the power to it?
So the Tatter and Howard requested a bid from the electrical company. They gave them an outrageous number, and it looked, from talking with James, it looked like they didn't even look at it because they charge us for things that are already included in the original, so it's not an extra.
Yeah.
So he was going back to them, and he was gonna remove the disconnect out at the wellhead, you know, things to try to save money and reduce the cost.
Yeah.
And go back below grade with the splicing instead of above grade. Which, as long as I know where it is and we'll mark it, then that's fine, doesn't matter above or below.
Yeah, it's just being able to find it.
Right.
Okay, Dylan, anything you come up with here, just jump in.
Yep.
Asset management grant, anything from,
So
did they submit?
So DEP actually started calling and harassing me, and I said, no, we're all set on our end. So now they pushed and began harassing Tatter and Howard, because in November, you either have to go for an extension or close it out. So they got really mad when Tatter and Howard wouldn't call it back, so I got yelled at for that. I don't know why I was yelled at, but I got yelled at for it. So I talked with James, and he was supposed to talk with DEP and smooth that out, and he's supposed to get moving on it.
I say,
Produce it.
supposedly, all they had to do was finalize that with the
Right,
rates.
all he's gotta do is produce the final copy and give it to you guys to just sign off on. And like I said, they agreed to come back and talk with you about rates and work with you on that.
But that doesn't have to get done to get the
No, cause they, like I
thing
said,
submitted to
the-
DEP.
right, the rate
that up.
part that they told you, that's what was gonna be in the study. Yep, so it's all on them, it's not on us.
Okay, so you threw them under the bus.
Oh yeah, it wasn't my fault, Like I told her, I says, listen, when DEP calls, within a day, I'm calling you back, if not within minutes. Cause I'm not hiding from you, I want you to help me, not hurt me.
All right. So just keep on James
Yep,
as well. Walnut Street, we got the funding now.
right, so now it's pushing them again.
Okay, same thing, just get on James for.
Yeah,
Right, Lincoln Street.
All right. What do you wanna look at first?
Well, it depends, how much pipe you're gonna put in the street.
I don't know, all of it. We're going all the way to the end of our property line.
Well, no, you were doing that, well, you're going to the driveway before, right? The last time you were in?
Yeah.
And then, so you're talking about just extending from there to the end of the property line?
Yep. That's what shows on the plans. Correct. And then the negotiation for the extension all the way to
As
west.
far as we can go to South Elm. Yep.
South Elm, yeah, South Elm. That, the owner's more than willing to work that with you guys, but it's not shown on the plan currently. That water line is not shown on the plan to go all the way to South Elm. It just ties into the 6 at the end of our property like we talked last time.
like the second driveway, I believe.
Yeah, whatever that driveway is, so we tie in there. The sidewalk, we show the sidewalk on the same plans, it goes all the way to South Elm.
Yeah.
So we picked that all up. It's all the water line, with the exception of, I think, 2 connections, are on the shoulder of the road. So it's all basically what we had talked about over the last 2 or 3 meetings that we had here,
Okay.
pushing that all off there. So we're all good there. I videotaped the whole thing. I don't see any issue with getting the water line in there.
Oh, about the wetland or something was being.
There's a couple of head walls that show now that we're gonna have to put in. There's some drainage that runs under Lincoln. We'll have to build a new head wall there.
Yeah, I think that's down towards the end, almost to South Elm.
There's a couple of them, yeah. There's a couple spots that we need to get because drainage, because now we got a curb there and some other things that we're doing. So those are all on the plans now. I can open them up if you want.
Yeah, maybe spread it out on
Yeah.
the table so no one can see it, we can all look at it.
They're massive plans, just so you know. You don't need all
I
of
say,
them.
we don't need to
No.
see all of them right now.
You can't really print one of them. So this is the Lincoln Street one, I've got the, obviously the 106 one as well.
And then you changes to the 106 area?
Couple,
Since
yeah, the couple of changes that you guys wanted to make. So you see the water, this is the Lincoln Street extension here.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up the water here. And it runs it in the shoulder, all the way down. You'll see the sidewalk is here. Couple of gates, so these connections here, services that have to come across the street, that's about it. Continues all the way down here. Hydrant.
Distance on the hydrants?
Well, that's 100 feet. Like 300. I think it's 500. I think it's 500.
I'd say it's usually 500 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably just space those out. So again, sidewalk again, bumps around a couple of tight spots here, but I don't know if I showed you. And here, services jumping in. So this is the flared end that dumps back into our wetland here.
Okay.
From that, so that's gonna be a crossing that we're gonna have to do on Lincoln.
So it's just a drain pipe.
Yep. Sidewalk, water, tie into the 6. Again, what we'll negotiate is, and I've driven this whole thing, you've probably driven it several thousand times yourself, but there appears to be a fairly clear pathway there. The only thing we run into here, obviously, is the gas.
Yeah.
We'll be skirting along the gas the entire way. Yeah.
Is the sidewalk going all the way down?
Yeah, so the sidewalk on these plans shows all the way to South Elm, with the termination point here.
Yeah.
And then what we're proposing, if everything works out, is that we do the water line service together, and we would tie in, I don't know what, is there a 12 inch here?
I think there's a stub sticking out.
You coming up South Elm?
Yeah,
So we would just need to coordinate where that is
Yep.
and then get with that, but like I said, to offset whatever the fees are, we talked about that, we're fine with that. And we're getting updated pricing now, because obviously the
Everything.
cost of pipe and, yep, this is just crazy, but this'll certainly be less expensive than your other option.
Yeah.
We think, anyways. So that's where we're at on that, again, with our service coming in.
Where it goes into you, so where are you going into the building at? You're not going up through the back of the Shell station anymore now,
No,
you're coming
no,
down.
coming all the way down.
So is there a triple gate there, so that if we finally get together and we're connected from either side, yep, there is, alright.
Yep.
Okay, Yep.
Oh, yeah, so you can shut one side.
Yeah, if
or the
something
other
goes
back
wrong,
if
we
you
can-
had to.
yep,
And then we'll bring 12-inch line goes all the way to the building, and then we break off for the services, for the sprinklers on site to 8-inch.
yep,
And I have those plans too, if you want the updated SEA plans that show everything, if you wanted to look at that. So, I think we're there.
Yeah.
I think we're there.
Road changes up at the other end.
Yeah, we can go off, I'll pull those roads up now. We bumped that water line that was coming down Lincoln onto that side of the street, so we made the connection easier. This is a little hard to run through, it's not as linear. But- Plans that we can get.
You wanna try to follow cross sections?
Yeah. No, thanks.
so we'll be on at this point.
Yeah, this is Church Street here.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Press it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the main crux of everything we're doing. So water here, and it ties that 12-inch, we bumped it onto this side of the street so we can tie in on the sidewalk side on the existing Lincoln.
Alright, so now I know this guy, I think he owns this one and this one. I think he owns, I think he owns both pieces. He wanted to run a stub, so, and I think when I talked with Rich, he didn't want to have anything to deal with it, but as we're going by, now's the time to figure out,
What Rich has told me is that he's okay
yep,
negotiating whatever, once we need to get
You
this.
want a
we need
signature. I
to
know.
get this approved.
yep,
And then we can do
All right.
any side deals that we want.
Yep.
Obviously, it makes perfect sense to do it.
All right, I just
We
didn't
want- we
wanna
wanna
forget.
cooperate.
And you're doing that really for these, not for us as much as.
right. And like he was willing to give up some of his property instead of a land taking or grab, he's willing to negotiate against that.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
we can,
Alright,
again,
yep,
once everything's done and we're good to go,
yep.
we're happy to deal, however you want us to do it. If
I
it's
just know I had 3 people, so I'm trying not to forget them this thing.
Yeah, no, Rich and I talked about it, so we knew that was coming, but,
Yep.
you know, we're happy to whatever I don't know how far along these guys are with this apartment building that's going in.
They're supposed to start now. I think all of the permits are good, so they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And he already has his water, so he's all done.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so we're making the connection.
Up here. Yeah, and these are gonna be, we'll do test pits, we know we gotta run a length up here, but we're not gonna show anything on the plan until we do the
Right.
test pits.
Yep.
Which is
You don't
what, which
know
is
what
what,
it is.
which is what we talked about. So what if we have to go back up here, test pit up here, we'll do all that. And again, our preference is to do this, all this work. It's almost the exact same schedule that we talked about a year ago.
Yeah, you're almost coming up on the same timeline
It's
again.
exactly the same timeline, so it's been a year since, so we wanted to do this, obviously at night.
Yep.
Test pits at night, do all that at night, and so we limit the amount of impact on the traffic
It isn't
initially.
It isn't gonna matter.
Yeah, it won't matter when all this other work has to happen,
Yep.
it is what it is. And I don't know the timing on the mast arms. and all that other stuff that we need for this infrastructure. But from the water perspective, we could get the water done.
Yeah, so for your road opening permits, you're gonna go before the DPW for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have nothing to do with that one.
Right, so we'll do all that, we
Yeah.
gotta pull the demo permit for the Dempsey house and
Yeah.
all that other stuff that we have to do. But like I said, what we wanna do is we wanna get this upgrade done
Yeah,
right away, so it doesn't hold up
Yep.
the development for the big building.
So you're leaving this gate in off of the old West Street and cutting it up here and coming?
We're gonna determine that, we're gonna do a test pit here
Yep.
to determine what that looks like, so we can make that determination. I think once we do these test pits, we'll probably issue a sketch or something that you just go for record, just to show exactly what we're doing here. Cause that gate may be good, it might not be good.
yeah, I have to remember, there's something there, I don't know whether the nuts rounded, there's something there.
Something wrong with that?
Yeah, I'll have to ask.
So in order to do that, obviously, we're gonna have to shut down at
Oh,
your next gate, right? So there's gonna have to get 3 gates are gonna have to shut down, right?
Yeah,
Cause there's gotta be another gate up here somewhere, right?
there is all the way up at, Crescent.
Yeah. So if we have to change that, so, but, again.
It might
We have
just
to
be
do
the
it,
nut.
we have to do it anyways.
I'll have
If
to ask.
we find, while it's getting dug up, we want all the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
When it's,
yeah, please.
Yeah, if they're in there and it's just a nut, then we can, I have the kit, it's in the nut, so
Okay.
it'll just be a matter of.
Yeah, again, we'll do all that, take care of all that. And then the rest of it's not really water related, but, the turn lanes and everything else are gonna adjust it per everyone's requirements
Yeah,
at this point.
Okay.
And I think these say draft on them now, only
Yeah.
because they're resurveying the takings. The takings changed because of some of the lanes, I think there's less takings required now.
alright,
So we're just waiting for that survey for like these areas here that we're doing takings.
well, doesn't he own this? I thought he bought this property.
He owns the Dempsey property, but there's takings
Oh.
on this side
Towards the
that
Shell
are actually
station.
getting smaller
Okay,
because they changed the lane configuration.
yep,
so you're actually taking less now?
I think
than
there's
before,
less,
So they're
yeah.
gonna resurvey it.
Yeah, resurvey to get that, and then once that survey's done, this draft obviously will come off, but this is basically what we're building, at least I confirm that.
well, they don't stop at red lights already. There's another one from to run.
Just don't bother taking Route 106.
No.
Yeah.
Not with the lights.
Yeah, he's gonna have all the frontage.
Yeah,
Does the barn stay in now?
yeah,
It is.
so this stays, and I think there's a plan that there's a parking lot that's being constructed in the back as part of the deal with Dempsey.
Okay.
There's nothing permanent on that, it's just an agreement.
Yeah, he didn't buy this one, Dempsey kept that.
Yeah, he kept this, sold that,
Yep.
and then the agreement has us doing, reworking the parking lot here and then a bigger parking area in the back.
Yeah,
Which is all, like I said, it's not even permitted yet.
yep.
So that's that. The other thing that's on the other plan, which you guys probably aren't worried about, is the sidewalk reconstruction up at 24. You guys, the water
No,
department,
no,
obviously not worried about it.
no.
I brought that plan just in case you guys want to see it, but, so, there's some new sidewalk construction going up there. I have the SEA plan, but I'm not sure you guys are really, there was no.
That's your interior pipe.
Yeah, there was no issue with that
No.
for the last 2 or 3 meetings that I've been here for anyways, but I brought it here if you wanna look at it while we're here.
And you guys will pull it out.
Sure.
But basically it's all Dr. Lion pipe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 12-inch,
Yeah,
we bumped it up, I think someone in the town had an issue, we thought the 10-inch might be a little too small, but the difference between 10 and 12 is
Not much.
is minuscule. You just can't get it.
Right.
I'm sure you guys know that.
Well, the quantities you're gonna look for it for.
Yeah. So this is the whole plan here. We've got probably less to look at. So here's our connection off the street. This stays 12-inch to here. We have a 3-way gate there. And then we go 8-inch to service the hydrant back here. 12-inch continues to here. And we service the sprinkler pipe, sprinkler room here. We reduce from there to 8-inch that services that hydrant. And I think we put in the hydrant that the fire department had asked for here. So that's what that is. That's probably a 12 by 8 reducer to a, or
Yeah.
probably 8 inch. I don't know what the distance is. You can go with 6, but it's probably a 8-inch to a 6-inch reducer here.
Yes.
And you're all signed off with them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for.
And then your pipe comes past here out to.
Yep, you can see that we picked out the water here, so it's shown on this plan as well, just for reference. And then we tie into the 6-inch here again, but with the thought process.
Mm.
This is the 20 feet or so that they wanted to go past the property line, yeah.
You don't have a lot of parking, so you're not taking a lot of employees in there.
There's no employees in here.
Alright.
You'll probably run this off with 35 people, 40 people in a shift.
What is your domestic tie-in?
It's right, it's off of here,
Yeah.
Off the same 12.
off the same 12 here.
Yeah, what are you tying? Is it
We'll probably run one.
a one?
We'll do what we normally do is a 4-inch ductile to a riser
Alright.
inside,
Yeah.
just so in case something happens in the future that we need more demand.
Yep.
And then we reduce inside there to a 1 inch, inch and a half,
Alright.
whatever,
Yep.
whatever the demand is.
Yeah.
We're only running right now, there's no
Yeah,
bathroom
if you don't
There's
have
no
a
bathroom being
place,
put
you're
in.
not gonna. Yeah, then there's not.
right now.
I mean, no bathrooms being put in.
There's no bathrooms being put in this building until we know who the tenant is.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's-
That takes some negotiations with the town and the plumbing department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to get a certificate of occupancy,
Yeah, isn't it?
you have to meet code.
Yeah.
But
there's distance.
what they do on these spec buildings now is they give you a certificate of completion. That basically says you've completed it per the drawings. Come back to us when you know how they're gonna build it up, and they don't get a CO on the building until everything's done. But part of that completion is life safety and everything else that we have to do is if the building's occupied,
Right.
so. And there's been some, you guys probably don't care, but there's been some minor tweaks to all of this based on the MIPA review.
Yep.
And some other things, but still,
No, that doesn't affect what we're.
no,
Yeah.
slab elevation's the same, everything's the same. I'm sure that we're gonna just wanna confirm the, that, and I thought I wrote it down, but maybe, what's the fee? It's a point something per square foot, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the number? 200 and.
It's like 247 or 257,
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
It's right around the
Yeah,
corner.
I don't.
I can't remember, it's
off the top
1.18.
of my head.
Well, 0.89 or something. It's between 0.85 and 0.89 times the square footage, I believe.
Yeah, I've got it, but I just didn't know if you guys knew it off the top of your head, so I could write it
Not
down.
off the top of my head, but might be.
I have
Might
the
be one of our
email,
old minutes.
I have the email.
We were talking.
I'm assuming that, I just wanna make sure that fee is the same.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
0.85 or 0.89. It depends
No,
because
the fee would be the same, and hopefully we
Yeah.
can, you don't pay us the fee, but you put the water main in the rest of the way down.
Happy to do it. Happy to
If
do it.
that works.
Again, what we need is with these plans here, you can have all these if you want them. If you don't, I'll take
We
it back.
we should have a set of what's,
So you should take these, you won't need that.
and Silver's aren't drafted, the stuff's all
Yeah,
final stamped.
These are signed, yep.
Yeah.
And again, I just wanna make sure you know it's just the takings, that's the only thing they're waiting for, to finalize those plans. But from a build, what we're gonna build, everything on these plans is accurate.
Okay.
So we need that, your sign off, take that.
you need their sign off.
Their sign off, yeah, right.
we set something to work, so that the sign off is for you to get in there and make the connections.
We need to sign off that we're agreeing what we're doing,
Yep.
so that we can proceed with construction, basically.
It'd be nice if we had that pipe on the plan, but
Are you talking about all the way to,
yeah, just, I mean, it would have been, I know that was something that Rick had mentioned, too, was having the trade-off altogether, before we actually gave you the go-ahead. I figured we could just not let you turn on the water until we get the rest.
Well, it's either that or the fees, one or the other, because
Well,
you're
yeah,
not waiving
that's-
anything until
No, but
Yeah, I know,
we
we
get on that.
we
All
paid-
you want is to begin construction so you can get off of 106.
I wanna get off 106.
Yeah.
It's really what I wanna do.
Now, normally when would we collect that fee?
Sometimes not prior until water turns on.
So, yeah, so not to do this part of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you waive for the apartment
It's- it's
building,
the-
they haven't
yeah,
paid
so-
theirs yet either.
Yeah, so we're not giving up anything.
it's the
by-
connection to
Right.
the building that we're.
If anything, if they fail and they all go away, but they've laid the pipe, well, we got a whole pile of pipe for free. So it's not a lose-lose right up until you get down to the end.
Yeah, no, I don't think Rich is gonna do anything that's counterintuitive.
Well, and again, if he changed his mind about extending it, it's the fee.
Right,
Which is what we
it's
can
the fee.
hold, which is what we can hold them for anyway.
Right, we still owe the fee.
Yeah.
So that doesn't
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know where current pricing, I've got those guys literally, I just got this a week and a half ago. So I've got all my guys redoing pricing and availability and all that stuff, so I can get Rich a number and get you guys a number and see if the numbers work.
So it's where, so you have to formulate a letter and say from to. So where do you want to approve them to, ending at?
Well,
If, as the plans,
Well, it would end as where it's shown
Where
in
it's
the
shown,
plans,
all right,
and then with a fee of, which we will negotiate
yeah.
later.
Yeah. I don't know if they
Did they- I was just gonna ask you, did they station the street?
or not. Probably not gonna be on that.
I'll say probably on the Lincoln Street plan for the.
This one.
What do you mean by station?
Yep, they've stationed, so, you know,
What's that?
we're on it. Every 100 feet, station is 192, station is
Okay.
191, so every 100 feet's one.
The crossover.
Okay, so that would be station 182,
Yeah,
25.
20 something or,
I mean, that's 50, that's 182, so roughly 182 plus 25.
yeah. I would agree with that. But they didn't. Yeah. I mean, you make
Well,
these.
because they're not gonna say it exactly, because you gotta dig the test to
We
figure out where
figure out
everything is.
where it is anyway, so yeah.
Are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable with that as long as we're getting what.
No,
Yeah.
we're getting what was
So
supposed
you
to
should
be
just
here, and we'll
reference
see
these
what we
plans in
get
the letter,
for
I
it.
mean, I'm assuming you reference these plans
Yeah.
in the letter. But this is what we're building. And that way you're tying in everything kind of coordinates.
Okay, and then we'll work out, go back, double check what the amount was,
Yeah,
because we'll reference that in the letter
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, you should reference the fee in the letter for sure, what we're agreeing to. And I'll keep working on my end, get Rich the numbers, and we'll just keep pushing that through. I'd like to get it resolved, because if we're gonna do it, I wanna order the pipe.
Yeah.
Because I don't think ductile pipe is going down anytime soon.
No,
No, nothing's going
down.
soon.
Well, we're seeing some, a little bit in steel, believe it or
Really?
not. A little bit,
Nice.
like decking and stuff like that is coming down a little bit, but roofing materials is still like insane.
Concrete, still.
Yeah. You don't know what you're paying for roofing material until they put it on a truck and send it to you. So you have to tell owners like, oh, by the way, we don't really know what it's gonna cost yet.
That's why, because the prime source on Manley
Yeah.
Street used to be chock full of roofing material.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there now.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I walked the dogs by there, it's
Yeah.
like the place just emptied out.
Yeah, no, you can't get it. You want me to roll these, or are you gonna,
No, I should leave them like that.
No, I'll put them, yeah.
Wait, Rick.
I'll leave the elastics for you in case you want.
You wanna make a motion that we,
Yes.
we do have to do it as a motion, I'll make.
Yeah.
We-
Well, what exactly do you wanna say? Do you wanna say the station number or?
Well, we'll put the station, yeah, from, actually, what's the others? Well, approve from connection in West Center Street,
Yeah.
again, as shown on these plans, to station 1+.
180,
Between
182,
182 and
182, 20, or
182,
125.
25. No, 182 or 181. Because if we go the wrong way, we're taking away 100 feet of pipe.
Yeah, it was between 182 and 183.
They stationed it backwards from South Lawn.
It's the other plan, so.
Oh,
That's why I do it. Still 156, yeah.
now we're getting cross sections.
Yeah, 182,
182, 25.
25 or so, yep, exactly.
Okay. We don't wanna make the motion to go to the end.
Well,
182,
that's it,
25.
this is what we're
182.25
approving,
West
they,
Center Street.
and we're approving that
No,
with
it's
the
on.
connection
What's
fee.
182.25?
Yeah.
Then,
It's.
we're gonna try to trade off the
It's
connection fee.
calling it the station,
and then
there's
we're gonna
little
negotiate.
footage running
And
down.
they're
the
already
side.
got,
We already agreed to do.
and they've got the sidewalk already going down there.
Yeah.
So they're already gonna be doing the work, because that wasn't there either before.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get a
And
clarification.
until we know what, they've gotta look at their numbers to see how far, to see what it goes.
Yeah.
How to make the connection.
Okay.
But
I gotta
actually,
figure out- I gotta figure out how much it's gonna cost me to run that pipe and see if it,
Yep.
I'll figure it out from there. You guys haven't gotten any updated numbers on that stuff, have you?
No.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll make the motion to approve the plan from West Center Street to 182.5.
182 plus 25.
Plus 25.
Plus 25.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's with the connection fee, whatever that number is.
Yeah.
That was in the email that was sent, have that in the letter.
I didn't send any email, so it's not from me.
Hold on, clarification, motion to approve the connection from West Center Street to 182 plus 25, as shown on the plans.
It should be from West Center Street.
Yeah.
To Lincoln Street,
Right.
Connection West Center Street to Lincoln Street, station 182 plus 25, as shown on plans by McMahon. Is that Associates? or- Yeah. McMahon Transportation Engineers and Planners, dated 7/27/22.
You can look at it after if you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, we'll
If
have
the
to,
plan, just leave it open to the.
we'll put that stuff down.
It's technical.
So who made
It's
the
important.
motion, Dylan?
Dylan made the motion, I second. If you look up the connection fee from where and have, the connection fee will be,
Is this all part of the motion as well?
well, we'll put this in the letter.
Okay.
The motion's to
I just need
approve it.
clarification on them,
Yeah.
but I don't really need to know what goes in the letter.
You wanna read it back?
Sure. Motion to approve the connection from West Center Street to Lincoln Street Plan 182 plus 25, as shown on the plans.
Lincoln Street Station,
Station.
road, yeah.
Why do they call it station?
That's just the way it's been forever. When you lay out the roads, you lay it out in 100-foot stations.
Hartford stations, right.
Unless you're working in metric, and then it's 100-meter stations, I think. But I don't.
It's coming someday.
I don't,
Maybe
they've been saying it's coming for all my career.
Maybe my
Never-
grand-
0.816. 0.816 is the fee.
It was 0.816?
0.816, yeah. So
Like I
the,
said, that would just be in the letter.
it'll be in the letter, but this,
Yeah.
so
Where'd
that's
the letter come, who'd that email come from?
I wrote it to Rich when I left the meeting here when you gave it to me.
Oh, so it's you emailed,
I sent this to Rich.
okay.
I don't know if I gave it to you.
Well,
I
it's
don't
up-
You gave it to me in a meeting here.
I can't give you that number, only they can.
Well, someone, yeah, I'm not saying you
But
did. I'm saying-
I remember we were looking at, just double check
Yeah.
it.
It's 285,600. 285,600 is what the fee is.
Do you know the date when you were here last year, that?
was
That was
before that.
December 20th, of last year.
Okay, that should still be on
That's the, it wasn't the last time I was here, but it was the time.
It was a
we-
while.
the, that'll still be
Yeah.
on WB cam.
Yeah, so 0.816 times the square footage of the building is how they calculate the fee. So it'd be 0.816 times 350,000.
No, we had looked, I remember we looked at it, we went over it, what it was for the square footage, and I just didn't remember the number off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 285 and change.
Yeah, 285,600.
Okay. Well, we'll get the
Got a lot of
letter,
smartphones.
we'll get the letter together and,
Great.
address that to
Rich or
Rich? Okay.
You have his, you have Rich's stuff, right?
Yeah, I got a million emails from him.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, that'd be great. Awesome.
But either way, as of this point, you're approved, so.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we don't have anything to do on Manley Street, right? We need to talk about Manley
No,
Street.
because that's, so you're tying, he
There's
ran
already,
an
there's already
existing
service
stub.
there.
So if that stub is gonna feed you, then that's
It
fine.
is, yeah, okay. We're good. All right,
Have a good night.
till the next time.
Yes.
Thanks. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. Next is anything to do with Ross Messina.
I have not heard anything from them.
I went by there today, the machines didn't look like they moved in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Water rates?
Yeah, that's sitting on shelf until we bring them, ask Taggart and Howard to come in.
Yep. Well, I mean, as soon as they get the thing submitted to DEP for the,
Right.
for that
Yeah,
asset
I'll
management, we should probably get them in,
Yep.
because we're gonna need to do something. But also don't wanna distract them from getting that thing in either.
Right. No, yeah, because that's a.
Okay. Solar.
I reached out to I forgot the name already. Whoever, and so I got an email back. They finally chased it to an engineer, but it really went back to George. They have no documentation.
From what we,
From what it was done
what we
before.
got
Yeah.
before.
So she was gonna, if I wanted, she'll reach out to George. But if they can't find any documentation,
I mean, George has been retired now for
oh, yeah, it's been a long
a
time. I
long
don't even-
time. He
I don't
probably
even-
isn't gonna have it either.
No, it's gone.
Anything with new programs or anything that,
Like I said, I truly think that you need to work with somebody to get pricing to
Yeah.
jump in on anything. The program's there, but you've got to be able to submit and say, all right, here's our plans, this is how much it's going to cost, we're ready to go. That's the current program, and I forget when it closes out. I think it's closing out this month.
So
But
we're
there'll
not-
be subsequent
I
waves.
would say that we're not gonna get anything together
No,
for
you're
this
not.
month anyway then, so we'll have to look at it for future.
I don't think you need an engineering firm. I think you can just work with any of the biggest solar firms, and they'll do all of it basically for nothing, because they're gonna get to work if they.
But again, if this one closes out this month,
Right.
we'll do it for,
Yeah.
we'll look at it for future. Okay, job posting, I got your thing about the part that, about the thing, I tried to talk to Linda, I missed her and haven't gotten back to her.
Yeah,
So,
I
anything
haven't
new?
looked again yet to see if I can find it, but if I can't find it, nobody else is gonna find
Yeah.
it. She sent a couple of people, but they're not,
Not what you were looking for?
no.
Okay. Let's see, you said Larry Hargrave was gonna come in?
He didn't realize, so he was coming from where, I don't know where he lives, but he said he should be here momentarily.
Okay, we'll give him a few minutes. Anything?
Do you wanna go back to water restrictions?
Yeah, we can go
Yeah,
back to water
back to that.
restrictions. So I did get up the signs. I was very specific on where I placed the signs.
Yep.
So it covered almost everything. There are still areas you can get into town, but their letter went out with the bills, so when everybody receives their water bills, they're also gonna get the notice. So after that, nobody can say that they haven't heard about it.
Well, I've actually gotten a few calls already from people who saw it on the website,
Yeah,
so they're gonna know.
right.
How many signs did we end up getting?
So I bought 30 in the first round, I just ordered another 20 today to close out any existing area. The signs, we put them up all up and tracked where I put them so that we can pull them all back down.
Yeah.
Come the end of September.
Okay. What did
What
they cost
happens
us?
at the end of September? Do we go just back to normal? or-
Yeah, so at the end of September, according to Mass DEP, the ban is from May 1 to September 30th. So they can do whatever they want on either side of those, but when you close in on those dates, that's when you come under the restrictions. And that's our permit states, that from May 1 to September 30th, and this has been in force since back into Rick. And he's the one who bought the little blue signs that are posted on the entrance to town. That you're supposed to be doing it only twice a week. And then when the stream flow, it went down to nothing.
Yeah.
So, and that kicked in the level that we're at now. And I don't think there's no rain forecast for this week either, so. It's not, and Mass DEP is a further tickler, you have to certify each year that you're gonna enforce those restrictions that are on your permit. So,
And we're gonna start driving around and
so
Working
that's,
indoors.
so that's the fun part. So there's a difference between what's in the town has in the bylaws some fines, and then the water department, I gave you a copy, also has its own verbiage for fines.
So this is existing?
Yeah, so that's in the town bylaws. And then the water department has in their rules and regulations. Because I've done this before when the tank was being painted, people wouldn't shut off. And at that point, we were really limited. And, I get it in a way, trust me, my garden does not like hand watering it. It's not
your
gonna-
garden doesn't like it, or you don't like standing there?
No, I don't mind standing there, but for some reason, I don't know why, I only planted one pumpkin thing, but I seem to have lots of pumpkins they're the first things dying. So, oh well. So I'm not liking it either. So we'll go around, at some point, we'll drive around, hopefully everybody just complies. And
Are we keeping up with the wells?
we are keeping up with the wells, so. Yeah, I think we'll start off with PFAS. Did it come? I heard it click. There it is. So when we fall in between those two bands, once we're above the first band, we're above what I can mainly is one station, and then I can only run one other one from this area. So once we go above that band, we're exceeding what I can produce in a day. If we ever go above the next band, we're above anything I can do with everything turned on full bore.
Wow.
So right now, Manley Street is, it's slowing down on its own. It's not, we haven't slowed it down, so that, to me, that tells me that either the pipe is plugging up with iron and manganese, or the well is plugging up and it's having a hard time sucking it in now, and amperage is going up on the motor. So if we make it to October, I think we'll be lucky, because it's dropped off probably about 40 gallons a minute on its own. And I'm not gonna turn it up trying to fight it, because
That's combined for both of the wells over there?
yeah. So we're down somewhere between 320 and 300 gallons a minute out of the station now. However, when they redo that with the media, I think their targeted flow rate was 300, so eventually that'll be the fixed flow rate out of that plant. But for right now, I think that the wells are getting ready to die.
Don't say die.
Well, one of them, either way, they're slowing down on their own. Nothing
Yeah.
we've done and nothing I can do to change it. It's not back pressure on the filters, it's in the pumping end.
How far's the levels dropped?
So mainly we're running close. We're at about 7 feet, so
Could that be a chunk of why we're not getting it out?
yeah, well, 7 feet, if you have a 10-foot screen and you're just above it, yeah, it's probably fairly well plugged up. because you're pulling high. And like I said, the plant was designed for a total of iron and manganese of 3.0. When we do our testing and the test I've sent out to the lab, we're like 6.0 and above for the combined of the two. So what we pull out of the ground now, the plant wasn't really designed for. So when we're all done, said and done, when the plant gets changed back over to something more long-term, I think we need that filter back to become the Green Sand Plus.
Oh, running having
All
3
four,
filters in
yeah,
operation.
to deal with it. Because other than that, we already had to slow the plant down once. The plant was designed for about 500 gallons a minute, but we've never been able to run above 4 without exceeding our iron and manganese.
Okay.
So, and we've been backing it down as it rose up. There's nothing we could do. So we've been slowing it down, but now it's slowing itself down.
What we
And as for PFAS numbers,
do what we can and keep our fingers crossed.
they're staying about the same. They're still under it's above the 10.
Yeah,
can
above
see
10,
the-
below 20.
Right. They're kind of just flatlining along.
That's something actually I wanted to ask. We got asked again to submit some information for the class action suit. Is there like a table, a spreadsheet or a PDF table of all of our?
Something like that.
Yep. If you could email me a copy of that,
Yeah.
I'll get that up on their website. Or
Yeah.
like their Dropbox, whatever. They set up a special box for it. I figured you had it.
Yeah.
That goes back to the very beginning.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
everything.
perfect. Just, yeah, shoot me an email with it if you wouldn't mind.
All right.
and I'll get that done.
I don't, good.
Let's see. Okay, anything else on water restrictions while we're sitting there? You all set?
No,
Okay.
most of it, we'll get through this season and for the later seasons, we'll figure out a way to do it.
Do we plan on the wells mainly being cleaned this year?
October, I've already set it up with Mara. I told him
Okay.
October 1, I don't care if I still need it or not, take it down.
Did you check with Tater and Howard if doing that while they're doing the testing will affect it?
I'll let them know that's what I'm gonna.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
let them know. All right, because I thought I remember you saying something
Yeah.
about cleaning those this fall. All right, now we're going off agenda.
Well, it's still,
He's not.
oh yeah, he's not on
He's
it.
not on here, right?
But that's okay, there's nothing, you've spoken to him previously, we know what he's doing.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to vote on it.
Right, I don't think there's a vote required, because I think he's gonna pick up his pipe and run across to his property.
Yeah.
All right, well, what, Larry?
Yeah.
Go ahead, let us know what.
Yeah, we have now on the 12-inch main, we have an 8-inch gate valve on the end, and we just want to use that gate valve and go straight across to the corner of the property. Go straight, versus going up the street and then going in. And that way we just go the inside, and again, the main problem is ductile pipe, 12-inch ductile, good luck, finding some. So, and the other problem is going to be also, if we don't use that gate valve, then we've got to shut off the 2 buildings that are tied into that system.
Yeah.
And then we've got to get the fire department involved and et cetera, et cetera. This way, we have a gate
All
valve.
the 2 existing ones across the street from you.
Yeah, exactly. And this way, it's just easier just to tap into the gate valve that we already put in years ago and then just go straight across with an 8-inch line and go all the way up to the 8-inch line to the building. So
Running that straight into your property and running
go
outside
straight
of the
across,
side.
yeah, versus going up the street then going in. And I think it's 80 feet across from there right into that property corner, so.
You're running 80 foot up the street with
No,
the new main?
no, go straight
you're
across.
You're only going straight across to
Straight
get in,
across, yeah. We're not
from
going
where,
up the
from where
street.
your gate valve is?
Yeah, because your pipe it's set into the property somewhat, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what the 80
yeah,
feet.
it's not, we put it 15 feet in, 18
Yeah,
feet in,
you-
something like that.
It's
We're a
in
little
there.
more than the 10 feet, but I think we give you an easement on that, as far as the property, so, for the water line. It's just gonna be a lot easier for us to do the 8-inch. I can get 8-inch ductile to get across, so. I
Okay.
found some in Maine, it's got to be a premium, but I found some.
Did we have something specific we had voted on, probably it was about, 4 meetings ago?
Yeah, I'm
That
not
was
sure
him.
if it required a vote, cause it's not really doing anything, it's,
We think we were talking about potential for extending that main all the way through at some point.
Yeah.
That was up through the swamp.
through the swamp.
Which is never gonna,
No, you'd have to shut down the
It's
road
never
and come
gonna
down the middle of the road in order to be out of the, I don't think we can afford the hay bales to either side for the entire road.
Well, the other thing, if we did go up the street, we'd have to take a bunch of trees down. Because you've got a 4-inch gas line, and now they're putting an 8-inch line up the street. I just saw that, you've been up there recently, but the gas company's over there now putting an 8-inch line up the street, but they're going across the other side to go up, so they don't take trees down, I guess, so.
Oh, so they're gonna run up the entire street? Is that why all the thing went up? Why-
It's a new 8-inch line that I guess I talked to them, they can put a 4-inch into an 8-inch,
Yeah,
and it's that, the old Quebecois building,
yeah,
the people that are in there now, they need more capacity, and the 6-inch line coming the other way doesn't do it for them.
well, coming off of West End is not.
Yeah, because it's a 6-inch line.
So they're gonna run that all the way up to that building.
All the way up, 8-inch.
wow, that's if we could, cause there's somebody else going in there. There's something else gonna happen in there too.
Yeah, I don't know about that, I was just
Yeah.
talking to, because I was trying to talk him into just tapping me into the city.
Didn't work.
No, exactly, so, but they are crossing the street, so.
Yeah,
I mean, when do you think you'd be doing that?
I just gotta talk to my contractor and just, tell him, give him the go-ahead and just get the parts, and then we'll put an official plan in to Wayne, and here's the drawing, and here's exactly what we're doing, and you'll supervise it like you normally do, right?
alright, can we get a hydrant on the end of that before?
Yeah,
Right, so that we gain a hydrant out of it.
yeah, I was planning to do that anyway,
Alright.
on the corner there, just
Yep.
before we go into the property, we could put an hydrant on the
Alright.
other line, so. But I'll give you the plan anyway, just
Yep.
to give the final blessing on it,
Yep.
and then, once I talk to my contractor, say, yeah, we gotta go, then get the parts and let me know what it's gonna be and when we can do it, and then I'll run it by Wayne then, so.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with doing it, so. You're okay with it, Wayne?
Yeah, yeah, we're getting a hydrant out of it, and
Yeah.
so there'll be the tie-in fees, when you know the square footage of the building, I can tell you those fees.
12,000 square feet, yeah.
But they'll just have to be paid before you turn on the water.
Yeah, no, I know, I've already budgeted for that.
Yep, alright,
But I just talked to the sprinkler company today too, about that, so that,
and you know what you're gonna do for a domestic?
I don't know if they do, probably, I might do a 2-inch, I'm not sure, 1-inch or 2-inch, I gotta talk to Trevi Icos,
Alright,
because they're paying for that extra.
yeah, cause the domestic, like he mentioned 4, and we already know that it gets costly, the
Yeah.
bigger the size, it gets
Yeah.
costly.
Oh, I know, I find that in the last building, so
Yeah,
I got the bill, so.
alright. Yeah, when you get the plans, then we'll see the details.
Yeah, I'll run it by,
Yeah.
I'll give you the details and run it by Wayne, so it's all clear.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks, sorry I'm late, I just
No.
told Wayne, I'll send it home and beep, my calendar, boom.
Yeah, you gotta set the reminder for.
10 minutes is not enough.
No, I do that all the time.
Exactly. But, sorry I'm late anyway, but,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
thank you,
fine.
I'll
Yeah.
keep Wayne informed.
Right.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, that concludes our agenda and non-agenda. Anybody have anything else they would like to bring up tonight?
The only other thing is we're having an issue, so the North Elm Street tanks, or Spring Street tanks, whatever you wanna call them, our easement in there, it's a new owner, we've asked them repeatedly now, they keep hanging a dog run across it. I don't know whether we need town council to, send them a letter and say you must keep the easement clear.
You
That's
say
why
a dog run, do you mean like a chain link?
Yeah, they run it, they literally are running, if we have to go up there in the middle of the night, we're not gonna be looking for that. We've removed it twice now, handed it back to them so that they don't let the dog out and he's gone. But I have seen it's back up across the easement again. And they're kind of encroaching with their parking too, so if we have to come in the middle of the night, then,
You've talked to him?
I didn't, Randy did.
Have we sent them any kind of letter from us?
I haven't sent them a letter yet, I can try that
I would
first.
say, it's before I go to town council, let's send them a letter from us, just say, if you want, do it from the water commissioners, or you could just send it.
Yeah,
But say, look, this is the easement, if you can copy a plan to show them. So if this
Yeah.
is an easement, you have to keep that clear. And that
Right.
includes not parking on it and not, nothing going across it.
yeah,
And then if he still does it, we get town council involved, I think.
All right.
Because just go, play a little nice, go from us first.
They should have kept the other side. It's our property, and they gave it back to that lady who sold.
Well, as long as we can, like I said, see what happens, 'cause like you said, you don't wanna be driving through it.
No, and we're not gonna, and if we have to go up there because something happened with the skater at 11 o'clock at night, we're not gonna see it.
No, that's fine.
And that's it.
So like I said, if you wanna just send the letter yourself, I'm fine with that, I'm assuming Dylan is too, but if you want, I don't mind taking a look at it, I'll
Yeah.
sign it with you.
Yeah, I don't mind either.
And then the other thing was I did meet with Matfield Woods, and they're looking at, they're not racing, but they wanna put meters into their own units. They're not, they know that eventually they have to come before you. I've told them that the best thing is to have the residents on board, if you can get them on board beforehand. But like I said, they're working with a lawyer who knows the mass laws, and he knows what has to be done, the steps that have to be taken to get it in place. So they're affected too. They're currently battling, I think, with Brockton. Somehow they got an enormous sewer bill. When our bill went down, Brockton's sewer bill went skyrocketing. So they gotta reach out to Kerry for we've been reading it.
Doesn't Brockton bill off our water readings, or they?
Yeah, I don't know whether we send the readings or they get their own. Back in the day that I remember, they used to get their own readings.
What, water readings?
Yeah,
No, I have like this, we probably have like 8 or 10 accounts that
Yeah.
we have on that street. I send them to over there every quarter that we bill.
So that they can bill off, so
Yeah.
they bill off, so that sounds more like it's a Brockton problem.
so it sounds like they transcribed it, they did something.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so that's just, they're thinking about it and they can
Yeah.
come back to us whenever.
Right. They're looking at hiring a firm to come in, install the meters that they're gonna install. And then when they get to it, then they'll come to us.
I mean, the thing is, we don't have to be dealing with those meters. We're still.
Right, I told them that I
The
don't,
other one, technically, all we have to deal with is the master meter for the
Right.
place. They're supposed to read and bill their sub-meters themselves.
and like I said, I kept repeatedly told them
Yeah.
that, I don't make no decisions, I'm just here. I can answer questions, but I don't do anything.
Well, that's fine.
Next meeting,
Next meeting would be
15th.
15th?
Yeah.
Might help if I find my calendar. There's no Monday holiday in August?
No, I think it's the only
There's
one.
there's 1 month now that we don't have.
I know.
Okay. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No?